Yo, yo, yo. Welcome to NS9 Live. I'm your host, Anthony DiNardo. With me, of course, we have Tyler, and we have a very, very special guest tonight, Luis Clemente, the son of the legend, Roberto Clemente. Luis, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Great honor to be here with you guys.
Oh, it's much of an honor to have you on with us. So again, thank you for taking out the time. How are you doing tonight?
Awesome. We're still celebrating our holidays here in Puerto Rico. It doesn't end till like February, pretty much. So very, very happy about this time. The new governor just swore in today. So we have a new governor, the whole new group, and team that we're very excited about.
That's awesome. You were telling us a little bit about behind the scenes here. Why don't we do this here, Tyler? And do we need to introduce this now to the States also? Because I'm very, very jealous.
I think we do. I love the holidays, and Luis was telling us about everything they do in Puerto Rico.
Yes, definitely. I mean, you want me to talk about it now, or you're...
Yes, let's do that.
So by now, I guess the average American, in the U.S., everyone is done with the holidays. Here in Puerto Rico, we begin immediately after Thanksgiving. It's on. It's our holidays, and then it goes on and continues. Like now, after the 31st of December, we go on the 6th of January is the Three Kings Day. The custom is, as children, our children go out and collect grass and put it inside a shoebox and put it underneath their bed with actually water as well. That's for the Three Kings camels. So in the morning, when they wake up, the grass is gone because the Three Kings actually came in and the camels ate the grass, but now you have presents. So that's our second holiday on the 6th of January. So there's still no class yet. You have another week, and then you have another 8 additional days. We call las octavitas, the little octaves. That then after that, you're getting close to February. It's when then you have what they call also el Día de la Candelaria, the day of the Candelaria, where then the Christmas trees are burned. That's a tradition, So imagine it's the longest holidays we celebrate here in Puerto Rico.
Gosh, I gotta learn Spanish. That sounds so cool.
And then you have La Fiesta de las Calles San Sebastián, which is pretty much another celebration immediately after that continues and go on. And I'm telling you, you have to experience it at some time. It's incredible. It's like a carnival here in Old San Juan. So amazing.
Was that an invitation?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Let's go, DiNardo.
Mark your calendar.
You got plans or January 2nd, 2026.
There you go.
The three of us, we're going to tear it up.
That's it.
Sounds good. Plan. Definitely.
But no, that definitely sounds like an amazing time. And Tyler, like you said, he loves the holidays. I mean, Tyler, does that mean that's 30 more days of Hallmark Channel Christmas movies for you too?
Oh, absolutely.
Man.
Luis doesn't know, but I've got, in America here, I've got my 25 days of Christmas where I watch Hallmark movies that are very lame and cheesy. Love them, but that's my fun time. Now I have 3 months of it in Puerto Rico. Send me there. Let's go. Let's have some fun.
We'll see if you'll spend another Christmas the way you've traditionally been spending it all your life. We'll see.
I'm sure I'll be on your way then.
11 months from now, I know where we're going to be, Tyler.
Yeah. Sorry, guys. Can't make it to spring training. I'm still celebrating Christmas.
Right.
There you go.
Well, awesome. Well, again, Luis, as I mentioned, really, really thank you for coming on the show. Also, if we're getting off thanks, I want to go ahead and thank Penn again for gifting 5 more memberships. You are an awesome person. Thank you so much for that. And before we go any further, BetOnline continues to be the world's most trusted betting platform and your one source for online betting. From the earliest odds to in-game live betting, BetOnline provides you with all the action and the ability to watch games as they happen. With the largest selection of odds on everything from football, NBA and college basketball, NHL, and UFC. Head to BetOnline today. Don't forget to use promo code BELIEVE, that is BLEAV, for your welcome bonus on your first deposit. BetOnline, the game starts here. So, Luis, we didn't bring you on to talk about the holidays or BetOnline. We did bring you on to talk some that's pretty important to a lot of people that are watching this. Again, being the son of Roberto Clemente, 52 years was the anniversary of his passing the other day. And again, we understand how important he was to the Pirates community, to the Puerto Rican community, obviously to the baseball community in general, everyone. And there's something we have talked about as well on here. And, we figured we'd talk to you about it before, but we had Congressman on here to talk about the coin, the Roberto Clemente Coin Act that's being introduced and actually has passed one part already as well. So again, we got like the perspective of, the congressman, right? The blue collars, or the white collars, I should say. To have you on, maybe talk a little about this, like your part in this and whatnot. Tell us about, what the coin represents.
Let me share this with you. I was watching years ago. I was watching during Black History Month a documentary where it included this Navy ship. It's called the USS Constellation, and that ship was sent to the west coast of Africa when the illegal slavery trades was still going on, and they would save the slaves of these ships, and they would bring in specifically to Liberia, Africa. This is in the 1800s, and basically those slaves that were freed while they were delivered to Liberia, there was a treaty that they would never be able to be hunted again. Liberia issued a $1 and $10 coin with that image on it. And at that point is when I saw this documentary, when I realized how amazing and how important this was. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people don't know about it. But imagine if this country, it's specifically Liberia, Africa, was dealing with the human rights back then, and they recognized that with 2 coins. Imagine how important it is for us to be able to accomplish the task of getting coins issued in the U.S. Treasury, Department. And I think it's one of the greatest honors that are still there, lingering, that would really put that, where he totally deserves. And I understand it will be the first Latino to receive this honor, to do this commemorative coins. And that's why. But now, because here's the thing, because the period of 2024, we're in 2025 already. We got to get our mindsets, in place. Now the whole process has to start again, because it was not completed in 2024. So that's what we're pushing and moving to see now if Congress and also the House of Representatives then once again will vote in for this to take place.
So we've talked to Congressman DeLuzzi a couple times now about the coin in Pennsylvania as well. What would it mean to the Puerto Rican community having that coin?
You have no idea how many people have called me, contacted me when they heard the news. I mean, the excitement, it's just the state of I cannot, proudness that this brings to everyone. It's amazing. And once again, that obviously is for Puerto Rican, but all his efforts and everything he did and he conducted was to elevate all Latinos in general. And that is something that, imagine 52 years later, he continues to do. The legacy that he left is still so active. Mom made sure that we would understand what keeping the Clemente legacy alive meant. And imagine when you're the son of someone whose nickname is the Great One, you have to have a huge amount of humbleness for that not to get to your head, and to make sure that you continue the work that he did, the mission he had, and we continue to carry on. My brothers and I, and the great, amazing directors of the foundation, everyone involved with our foundation is in the same, mind state. They are, I mean, it's all from the heart, all from the heart. And I assure you that the longevity of the goodwill of the foundation, it will be perpetual. It will surpass my time, my sons, my grandchildren. It will be perpetual. So we always thank everyone for supporting us to help continue us carry on that mission.
If I can jump in. Can you just talk a little more about your mom and the legacy that she's continued to hold on while you and your brothers carry this thing on? Because there's a period of time where she carried the legacy on of the Clementes.
It's unbelievable. Mom immediately, as unfortunately we lost mom the 19th of November, like 3 days after actually 2 days after their wedding anniversary in 2019, right before the pandemic. And to start searching all this in the archives and everything, and start finding all the different documents of what she was able to accomplish. Imagine, the accident happened December 31st, 1972. By January 26, 1973, not even a month after the accident, I have the minute of the first meeting of the reincorporation of Roberto Clemente Sports City. So she was, hands-on immediately. That when I saw that document, that really gained even more respect towards her, because I said, wow, mom was amazing. Her goodwill, her efforts, her drive to continue dad's mission. That was used to tell her he knew he was going to die young. And she was, a beautiful, gorgeous woman that she was going to redo her life. And she would tell him, first of all, don't talk about sad things. And second of all, I assure you, if that were the case, I will never, ever look at another man. And that's how it happened. She never, ever, ever dated anyone. And she just focused on raising us the way he would have wanted and making sure that we would continue and be engaged in continuing the Clementes legacy the way he would have wanted. So all my kudos to mom. She's our inspiration. She's a pillar that kept it going. Founder of the, Roberto Clemente Foundation, and everything, all the greatness that she was able to accomplish is what continues to give us that energy to pass it on to our next Clemente generations. And I think that we are so blessed to have dad and mom both, as our parents, and show us the right way to do things, to really have the heart in everything you do. And we don't look to be recognized. It doesn't, it's not important to us to be recognized. The things you do when no one's watching, the things you're able to impact others with, with your actions is what truly matters. And that's what totally give us all the energy to continue to do, to go to the Clemente way.
Yeah, that just sounds incredible. I can't imagine that quickly. You would imagine you're still in a grieving moment, and she's forward thinking of how to carry this on and do it again, like what we see today. That seems like that was the catalyst. Here we are, like tremendous in that aspect. And again, like we've talked a little about the legacy. Everyone that's watching the show knows exactly who Roberto Clemente is, what he means. And it's funny because we're a Pirates-based podcast. It's baseball, but I feel like his legacy isn't about baseball. Like he had 3,000 hits, one of the best players to ever play the game. And that's like secondary when you talk about the legacy of Roberto Clemente, so you talk about the impact in Puerto Rico. And I want to kind of bring this up, because I do live in Florida now. This is something that's kind of resonated with me because, growing up around the Pittsburgh area, you know of him. Moving down here, I've actually made quite a few friends with some people that are Puerto Rican, and one of them is like 10 years ago. It was just kind of funny and ironic because I talked Pirates and he was talking Pirates and how he's a great fan of it. And it's because of Roberto. And he's like, well, of course I'm a Pirates fan. I'm Puerto Rican. And I was like, oh, because of course 10 years ago the Pirates were really that good either. So And it's like one of those things like, wow, and hearing his stories, and it's like maybe tell us a little bit of just how impactful his legacy is in Puerto Rico, of course, back then, but even today.
I got to tell you this. It's now that you mentioned that, I had the opportunity to talk to Derek Shelton in September, right before Clemente Day. We were at the Clemente Museum, and I said, Derek, you may not know this, but in Puerto Ricans, you have a fan base that is not about winning or losing. It's about you are managing Roberto's team. You know, it's not just the Pirates. You're managing that team. And regardless if you win or lose, that's a permanent fan base that you have there. And the Pirates, you see old caps, jerseys everywhere here in Puerto Rico. And it's because of that, And I feel that we've been talking about connecting that bridge between Puerto Rico and Pittsburgh because we see it both ways. I took a vacation and we went to Greece, and we spent like a week in Greece, and then we went on a cruise on the Greek islands. We were in Santorini with another couple of hours, and two couples, and they went into a store and they asked them, "Where are you from?" They said, "Puerto Rico." And the owner says, "Oh, the land of Roberto Clemente." And they're like, "Oh my God, his son is here with us." So they made me, it was like ways up there. I went over and said, I asked him, "How do you know? We're like on the other side of the world. How do you know about that?" He says, "My grandpa lived in Boston, not Pittsburgh, Boston. And he told me the story about your dad." I said, "Wow, that's really impressive." It don't matter where you're at. People, you will always find a Clemente fan everywhere and anywhere. So I feel that is something that I pass on to my sons, which are men. 33, 30, and 29, 28. I tell them what your father was able to accomplish in that short span of life. 38, my son, in 5 years, is going to equal that age. I was only 6. So to put things in perspective, I was only 6 years old. I have a 33-year son. And in 5 years, he's going to match Dad's age when he passed. So in that short span of life, what he was able to accomplish is amazing. It's incredible. So for the Pirate fans, the Puerto Rican fans, worldwide fans, I think there's a huge connection that is still bringing everyone together. Here's one thing we started doing several years ago. We started asking the teams to provide a suite for the foundation to do to actually announce that we were going to be in this particular ballpark. Any fans that wanted to come and watch the game with us, we would do a silent auction inside the suite, and we'll do like really, really cool things, right? And at a certain time, what I do is I closed the access to the outside of the suite, and everyone's inside. So now we're in a circle, and everyone has to speak. Everyone has to identify themselves, where they come from, why are they there, why did they choose to come and watch the game with us, and everything. So the first time we ever did that, I saw 3 guys wearing the same jersey. Mind you, they don't know each other yet, right? But they're there for the same reason. And I said, "Oh my God," it sparked in me. I said, "These guys don't know each other, but they're teammates. These guys are truly teammates. They're here for the same reason, same purpose." And it's just started something that I think it sparked an idea that we're going to be pursuing very soon. So maybe to honor Dad on his birthday, August 18th, I feel that all the teammates should come together. So that, we'll let you guys know. We'll let you guys know how that develops.
Okay, that's awesome. And you mentioned there, 6 years old when your father passed. Can you take me back to being a 6-year-old? I believe you've answered this question before, but if I remember correctly reading that, you were in Puerto Rico, maybe in elementary school or whatever age you were. And can you take me back to that point where he got his 3,000th hit? Being a kid in Puerto Rico, what was the atmosphere like at that moment?
Dad was so proud of being Puerto Rican that he obligated mom to travel to give birth to us here in Puerto Rico. So we grew up here, and during during the season, for the most part, we were here while he was in Pittsburgh. So I remember the intercom systems going off in the school where they announced that Dad had just had a 3,000 hit. And I remember seeing, I have pictures of Roberto Jr. and I kind of like celebrating with our hands up in the air and, and the whole thing. And oh my God, I remember the school went just ballistics. It was just insane. And then we went to our grandma's house, or Dad's mother's house, and celebrated with them there. It was a big to do. It was, it was huge. So there's pictures and memories of us with Dad during when he went around doing clinics. We still do that. We still go around the island and in other in other cities, giving out the clinics that he used to do. And that tradition will forever live. Hopefully our sons will continue it, grandchildren as well. And it's something we learned. I totally love a picture of Mom tossing a baseball up in the air, and her hand is open and the ball is up in the air. And I said, oh my God, this is something that we do without even noticing, and it's kind of like a signature of the family. And I did a video honoring Mom when she passed, and it included little Roberto Jr.'s older recent son. And the legacy will live on for sure.
That's awesome. Yeah, and again, like speaking of his legacy, and just we've talked a lot about Puerto Rico. Again, Pittsburgh, something kind of personal, I can relate to here also. My father-in-law and his brother grew up tremendous Roberto Clemente fans. Now, I'm speaking for him. He tells me it. I can't physically see it, but the infamous photo of him getting his 3,000 hit. He tells me he's at the game, and he says he's one of the people in the background, that picture. So again, I'm taking his word for it. If he's, embellishing a little bit, it's okay. But also again, like, so his nephew, right? So his brother's son named his middle name Clemente. So like, it's like your father, that's how much he meant to people. Again, like in Pittsburgh even. So yes, my cousin-in-law, I guess you put, his middle name is actually Clemente.
It's amazing how many newborns were given Dad's name, or Clemente Arkwright, or Clemente, no Latino blood in them, right? But they would still give Dad's name somewhere in their name. And how many birth certificates Mom dedicated for those newborns is amazing.
Wow.
It's really, it's like there's a boxer that won a title here in Puerto Rico, I think for Philly. And him and when I saw his wife, I was impressed by the way, very businesslike, the way she dressed, very businesslike. And he was literally, he had like a baby in a stroller, and he's sitting, instead of like yelling and shouting, I told you guys I'm the champ, I did it, I was gonna, none of that. He's sitting, and everyone's coming towards him, and he's just like strolling that stroller back and forth. The promoter of the fight sees me at the hotel. They says, have you met the champ yet? I said, no, I haven't had the privilege yet. When I was introduced, he was like very calm and everything. And when he told him who I was, he lit up and says, what? Wait a minute, hold on. He was more excited to meet me than to winning the fight, and he says, I would love if you could record a message for my baby. It was still a baby. Says, I want him, when he grows up, for him to understand why we name him Roberto. I said, oh my God, wow. That's, huge. The impact that we have the privilege to carry on is amazing. It don't matter if it's a homeless person, out there that we meet, and then I start kind of like having a little relationship, talking to him every time I see him in a gas station or whatever, and then maybe a month later or maybe a year later, I let him know who I am. But we already have that relationship, that friendship that we have built. And then when he finds out, he cannot believe it. I said, listen, I'm just another guy. Like this is, just another guy. And they're like, oh my God, it's incredible, And other people, how do you know him? You know who he is? Or sometimes, it happens before because someone recognizes me and says, you know who he is? I had a guy that used to call me El Indio, the Indian. And it says, that's Clemente's son. So I have been interacting with him for the longest time. And one night, someone says, do you know who he is? He says, that's Roberto Clemente's son. He says, no way. When I come out, I said hello. When I came out of the store, he says, listen, is it true you're Clemente's son? I said, yes, I am. I'm the second son, Luis Roberto. He says, do you remember David Such? I said, sounds familiar. Yeah, he was the organizer of Las Batuteras. Let me see. Batuteras is like the when they have the girls that do the choreography with the little baton that you throw it up in the air and this, that, whatever. Mm-hmm. So he had one that the name of that group was Pirate 21, Las Piratas 21, and says, I'm that little blonde kid that used to go to your house. Oh my! You guys have no idea. I said, you gotta be kidding me. There was something about him that I never brushed anyone away or whatever, but there was some sort of connection I felt with him, and I had no idea until he recognized who I was and then told me. He used to go to our house when he was a little kid, and now he was a homeless guy playing the guitar and the whole thing. I mean, it's amazing. Really, really amazing.
Yeah, it definitely does travel throughout because I'm from small town Ohio over here, and personally myself, I wore number 21 in a little league because my father wore 21 because he was the biggest Roberto Clemente fan I've ever known. So I just followed along with my father and then learned all about your father during it. But can you speak a little bit to maybe the connection with Puerto Rico and Pittsburgh now, where we're at, and where maybe you might want to see Pittsburgh maybe get better at the professional baseball level, attacking more of the Puerto Rican talent, because right now I don't know if they have much of it.
I feel that baseball is a very interesting sport. The decisions you make to make the team better, and the different moves that comes with it and everything is very complex. I feel that the Pirates have had like great momentum. The Pirates have had great fan base, and I feel that I don't like to get into the full details of everyone is an expert, right? But then when you come to making those decisions, it's really hard. It's totally really hard. And you got to look for the best for the team and everything. I've had like even Kevin McClatchy was part of our board at one point. And we've always had support from the Pirates. And like we're saying, we're truly, truly family. I feel that the Pirates we can always count on us. And sometimes we would like to even have more input, probably in what we see that could be beneficial for the whole system, the team, the whole system. But we, like Roberto Jr. says, we were born with an eye patch. We were born Pirates. I had the privilege to play for the Pirates in the minors. I signed for the Pirates. Roberto Jr. signed with the Phillies. I have no idea back then. There were no cell phones, but somehow, there was no social media, got a hold of our home number, and they were exploding that. Oh my God, they were calling nonstop. asking Mom, how is that possible? You allow this to happen? You had to be a Pirate, not a Philly. And oh my God, forget it. It was like crazy. I remember that. I had the honor to sign with the Pirates back in '85, and unfortunately, I had a hairline fracture on my shoulder. And that, to be able to see it, you had to have MRI with contrast, which not even MRI was available back then. But we totally. Roberto lives in Pittsburgh. Roberto Jr. is there. His sons were born in Pittsburgh, the youngest ones, the three youngest ones. And our love for Pittsburgh, I used to fight and argue, not fight, but argue with my teachers, because every time you would come back after the summer, you would have to write an essay of what you did during the summer. And they will always try to correct me. And I would argue back because they said Yins was not a word. And I would say, come on, of course it is.
Watch who you're saying that around.
So yeah, halfway we even and here's how much we love Pittsburgh, so you'll understand. After the accident, Mom bought a house in Green Tree, right on Orchard Spring Road, right across from St. Jude. That's the next street over. That was Green Tree, and I'm Scott, in Scott Township and all that. We spent our summers there, and the way that neighborhood embraced us after losing Dad. Mom would give us the do's and don'ts when before we got there, and the very next morning. The first morning when we woke up, the doorbell rang, and when we looked outside the window, there were at least 60 kids. Wiffle ball, bat ball, on. It was on. We started playing wiffle ball. All summer, and it gets dark later in Pittsburgh, so we will be out all day playing wiffle ball and everything, and so it helped us get through the pain, get through all the stuff. To the point we wanted to move to Pittsburgh. And Mom said, oh my God, but you haven't experienced a winter here. He says, we don't care. He says, yeah, but what about the view we have from the house? Take a picture and just plastic, put it up on the glass, whatever, we can do with that. But we wanted to really live in Pittsburgh. So we would always defend Pittsburgh. When someone would make a negative comment, we would ask, have you been to Pittsburgh? They said, no. I said, well, what are you talking about then? We were the biggest defenders, and we still are, from Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh is in our hearts. Pittsburgh fans meant so much for Dad. I tell every year when we present the Roberto Clemente Award, I tell the new recipient when we go up to the suite, I said, so how do you see the view from up here? She says, oh, it's kind of weird, I said, well, there's a lot of fans that this is what they know, and this is the perspective they get from the game, and they still come to watch you guys play. You always have to treat the fans the right way. And this is what Dad always did. And I feel that, like you said, the fans pay for my salary. I owe everything to them, and I'm going to give them the best day in and day out. So I tell the guys, never forget the fans. They are who make this game a great game.
Sounds like we need to catch a game with him.
Right?
Yeah.
Right? Yep. Definitely.
Well, really appreciate you coming on. Before we go, I just want to ask, you did bring it up. It's only been a few years since you're in the Gulf Coast League, just a couple. I know the Pirates have had some issues maybe finding a really good steady right fielder. You still have the cleats? Thinking about coming back 2025, play for the Pirates in right field?
It's going to take a little workout, but let me see if I get ready by April, and so we'll see.
All right. So after you're done celebrating your 3-month-long holiday, maybe coming out to Bradenton and see what you got still?
Oh, my God. I'm telling you, I play with a passion. That thing that we have, that spark that we bring to the game is that we used to slip in our uniform. Every Friday night, So next morning we'll be ready to go and start playing. It's we cannot describe what baseball means to all of us. When you saw Baez, running back towards home plate, that famous play, that's
you had to do it, didn't you? You had to mention that to us.
Yeah, I had to mention it. That's the spark we bring is different.
Yeah, you could have picked any other play. Your dad throwing from the wall in right field, 500 feet away. No, you picked the one play.
It was against the Pirates, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's a passion. That's a passion we bring to the game. I think that it's kind of like being streetwise. It's like it's off the charts. It's off the wall. It's like there's no I don't know. There's no set rules or whatever. You got to play. You got to do whatever it takes to get to base and score. A run. That's all that is in our heads. However you get it done, it don't matter. But it's you don't give yourself into an out. You don't run and just okay, you're gonna tag me. No, I'm gonna slide. I'm gonna put my arm out. I'm gonna put this arm out. Whatever it takes. And that's a passion we bring to baseball. And I feel that is very fortunate that we have those players representing us still, and that would have been extremely proud of. And as long as we breathe and are alive, there's always a chance to continue to play.
I see the passion right there. I'll see you in Bradenton this spring. I think you're ready.
Absolutely.
All right. Luis, once again, really, really glad to have you on. Appreciate everything. And before you go, is there anything you wanted to say?
Well, once again, as much as people can continue to support the foundation, I feel it's how this legacy will continue. There's a lot that we do. Everyone in the foundation basically is donate. Is just giving their time. Is volunteered. All the directors, everyone, and to help send out equipment, to help the different causes. Whenever there's a national disaster, one of the programs that I wanted to instill is to have the young ones, the students, help us out and become an arm for the foundation in their communities, for them to become community leaders and go out there and help, so they at a very young age understand how important it is to help the needy. And if there's a Clemente school, there's from elementary, middle, high school, it's key. It's key. And everyone, it doesn't have to be just those Clemente namesakes or leagues, or it's everybody. If you understand, the importance of the change that you can make as an individual, no matter what age you are, it's what's going to make the world a better place. Your neighborhood, wherever you live, your city, your town. It doesn't take much. It's just that true will, sincere will to help, to be a good individual. The things you do when no one's watching, and you're not doing it to be recognized or rewarded. It's just what really you feel inside. That's what makes you a good individual, a good person, and that's what that button we want to ignite in everyone. So I really, truly hope everyone this 2025 make that change, make that difference, make that commitment with your own self, not to anyone else, but your own self, to say, okay, you know what? I'm gonna make a difference. I'm gonna truly want to be a good person, and I want to help wherever I live. My surroundings be a good place and impact others as I do so. That's all it takes. It's very simple. You don't have to save someone's life to be a hero. But if you truly feel it and you want to make a difference, just do the simple things you're able to do in a positive way, and it's going to go a humongous way. And you're going to feel it. And you're going to feel so good that no one else knows, but you do. And you smile. You can look at yourself in the mirror and smile, say, wow, look at what I was able to accomplish. Look what I was able to start, in my community or whatever. No one has to know, only you. And that is going to help you when most needed and least expected. Things are always going to go your way. Always. I assure you. That's my motto of how I live. And I can give you many examples. Just give it a shot and you'll see. I really want to send everyone incredible best wishes, many blessings to everyone in your families. If you have your parents alive, hug them, kiss them, tell them you love them, your siblings. And a lot of times we argue, we fight, or whatever. It's so important to keep that connection going. And then you'll see the trickle effect. So thanks a lot. Thanks for having me tonight. It is the second day of the year, and I think this is an awesome start. So thank you.
Well said. And again, Luis, thank you so much for coming on. Hope you enjoy the rest of your holiday and the beginning of your year. So have a blessed 2025.
Thank you. Same to you and everyone.
Absolutely appreciate you. Continue doing what you're doing.
Thank you. Take care, everyone.
Thanks a lot.
Awesome.
All right, Ty. Well, that was certainly fun.
It's wild, man. It's weird. Like, hey, we just had Roberto Clemente's son on.
That's right.
That's
right.
You look at everything in the grand scheme of things. Hey, we got to hear from Luis Clemente. A lot of fun. Now we get Jim joining us, and God, that's a lot less fun.
It is definitely a lot less fun. So Jim
it's so perfect that he came in with a frozen face too.
I know.
To finish off the show. But yeah, again, like awesome stuff. Talking with Luis, Roberto, again, just an amazing, amazing person. The legacy, how it still carries on. Like you said, 52 years later, what's happening here? I think Ty got to pee.
No, I just want to say that was really cool. That was really cool. It was impossible to watch that. Like I was lurking in the background there, but it was impossible to watch that and not just be like smiling the whole time.
Yeah,
like that's like how I felt. I was just smiling constantly. And like the stories that both you and Tyler told about your fathers and their love of Roberto Clemente. Like I remember, I mean, same thing. My dad, huge Roberto Clemente fan, loved him. And that's how I got to learn about him. And I was watching the show here, and I was like, I need to pull it. When I was a kid, one of my favorite Christmas presents I ever got was my parents got me a 1970 Topps Roberto Clemente.
Oh.
And I got this when I was like 7 or 8, like, super young. And yeah, I still have it to this day. It's awesome. Like, yeah, I love Roberto Clemente. Like I said, it was impossible not smile throughout that whole time.
Yeah, I felt like I might look like a dummy throughout it, just smiling here, just listening to these stories and him talking and just grinning. But yeah.
Time in, boys.
Welcome back, Tyler.
New computer, didn't have my charger with me, and it was about to die.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah. So we have a second half of the show. So we got the good stuff out the way. We got the side that says, hey, you know what? You guys can be professional. You guys can have a good show. And then we're gonna ruin it here the rest of the show. That's why we bring on Jim.
Yeah, we're about to ruin actually. And
Power
before I even get into any of this, guys, I feel like it's been a year since I've talked to you.
Can we bring Luis back on?
Anybody but Jim. Anybody but Jim. The last time we spoke with him, see you next year. The first time we speak to him since then, it's been a whole year since I've talked to you guys. I hate this son of a... Yes, I hate him. I hate Jim. Everyone knows it. Everyone can see it. It's just seething right now. I can't stand this man.
But you know what's great? Now that you get to beat him in NCAA, how much better is that going to feel?
I can't wait.
So happy about that.
And I'm not bringing him back on. If he wants to come back on, he's going to have to do it because I am not doing it. It's
But
just
like,
that
do we
easy.
really need to see his PowerPoint? Like, he's got to follow up Roberto Clemente's son with a PowerPoint.
Do the
It's not
people
my
want
PowerPoint.
the PowerPoint?
It's
Taking
your-
him back off. We're going to ask the
It's
people.
PowerPoint.
Do you want Jim back on? Do you want the PowerPoint? Because apparently we have the leaked PowerPoint that the Pirates are in on somebody.
So he didn't make the PowerPoint.
I didn't make this PowerPoint.
He didn't make it.
Who made it?
The Pirates. The Pirates did.
True.
Yeah. Apparently.
Bucko Mike saved you, Jim, by the way.
Thank you, Bucko Mike. Apparently, there were 20 teams that put together a PowerPoint presentation for Roki Sasaki. And so when I saw this tweet the other day, I was like, we need to get our hands on this PowerPoint presentation. And so somehow it's been leaked. We've got it. I have it on my computer and I'm ready to share it with you guys if you all want to see it.
Jim's laptop.
No.
Is this where we're dubbing this? We've seized
I'm-
Jim's laptop.
Donardo, do we want to see it? No. Are we
I
going
think
to
we do.
like we don't have
I think we actually do because it's very important.
Yeah,
I mean,
This
this
is
could determine if they're getting him or not.
never before seen leaked PowerPoint presentation that the Pirates put together for Roki Sasaki.
Okay. Nail it, Jim.
Are we ready?
No, nope, never mind. It wasn't you.
All right. Without further ado, the Pittsburgh Pirates PowerPoint presentation to Roki Sasaki. Here we go. It's titled Roki Sasaki, the savior Pittsburgh desperately needs. And there's a couple of AI photos on this thing. They couldn't even afford power. They couldn't even afford Photoshop.
I'm already in tears.
They couldn't even afford Photoshop to actually put a Pirates jersey on him. So they just generated a couple AI images on the cover.
I mean,
that's
Those are
just
pretty
fine.
solid.
Aren't they? I mean, they did a good job.
Okay, well, the one on the left is solid. The one on the right, like, it looks like a soccer stadium.
You couldn't even get a picture of your own home ballpark.
Hey, that's I get power. I mean, Photoshop costs like $100. You guys, I don't know what you
Yeah.
want from these guys.
It's actually a monthly subscription now, I think, too. It's it's
Yeah, and
Yeah.
Cody was on vacation, so we
All
couldn't
right.
use him.
So let's get into the meat and potatoes of this thing. I actually haven't. So I'm seeing this as you are. I've made sure that I haven't gone through this.
Dear
I
God.
didn't take any looks. This is never before seen. All right. Matt right here. I can't believe we're failing Luis Clemente. All right, here we go. So let's see what the pitch is. Let's see what the pitch is. All right. Why a small market? If you remember, and then I'm assuming
Yes.
going into this slide, right? Roki Sasaki's agent mentioned specifically that a small market might make the most sense for Sasaki. He doesn't really want to deal with the media scrutiny of a big market, all that stuff. So let's see what the Pirates have to say about that. So I think there's an argument to be made that a small or mid-market team might be more beneficial to him as a soft landing coming from Japan, given what he's been through and not having an enjoyable experience with the media. So the Pirates say that in Pittsburgh, the reporters are all too busy going on podcasts to bother you. And if they do ever approach you, you can just tell them that you don't speak English because we're not going to spend the money on an interpreter for you.
That's that's a fair pitch. Wait, I just said fair again.
You did.
That tweet. Oh, okay. It's messing my mind. That's a good pitch.
Isn't it?
You know what? I just feel like I'm myself watching someone else read an Onion article right now and seeing everyone lose their minds over it. That's
I don't know
This
what
is real
you-
though.
This
This
is
isn't an onion.
I know
never
it's
before
totally
seen.
real.
Never before seen. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it was yeah. I mean, you look at I mean, we've got pictures of Alex Stumpf here. We got Andrew Destin, Noah Hiles, Jose Negron. Like, hey, all of them just spending their time on podcasts.
It is also true because they are all
And none of them know Japanese.
There is zero chance any will learn Japanese either.
And
No.
none of them
Like, look,
ask the
look,
tough questions.
None.
Ooh, yeah.
none. And if they do, the manager might get angry at them about it,
Sheldon just yells at him. Yeah.
Right.
and then they will never again.
And then you get and if they do, you have a manager that's got your back.
Yeah.
He will
They'll
yell
just
at
tell
them in
them that's
English.
a dumb question.
Yep.
That's a
So,
good point.
This
Check
is a pretty
plays
good
for the
selling point.
Pirates.
Pretty good selling point. If you're Roki Sasaki and like this quote is what you're going after, it makes sense. Makes sense.
Yeah, I think they nailed
Other
it.
sense too, like they're just battling who has sources and who doesn't, and who's wrong on the words and who isn't. You know what I mean? Like
true.
any type of arguments is between them.
It's true.
Exactly. All right. Let's take out the next. See what we got next. Media attention. That's for football. Have a bad game. Literally, no one will notice. The only person who will critique you is some guy named Bucko Mike on Twitter.
Just sign me up. Once again, Pirates nailed.
This is
Let
true.
me, let me interject
However-
something here. For all of you that are listening to this on the podcast, I encourage you to, if you've never watched the YouTube channel ever, for the first time in your life, do so right now. This is definitely very visual.
However, I would demand a trade elsewhere if I had that tweeted about me.
Yeah. I mean, this is a damning tweet from Bucko Mike. Yeah.
And he
I
is the
wouldn't have
voice
heard.
of the
Yeah.
Pirates.
He is,
but
he is the number one hater.
he is. But on top of that, too, like, again, this is a football town. This is an actual screenshot of a Pittsburgh Post-Gazette from last summer, right? the title said this is in the summer. Calvin Austin muffs punt in intra-squad scrimmage in Latrobe, and then just in the corner, it just says local baseball club loses. That's
You
all.
obviously changed that part.
And that's on the internet, so you know it's true.
yeah. I pulled this straight from Post-Gazette archives.
The archives.
Perfect.
I mean, the font says it all, Tyler. It's
Yeah,
absolutely true.
definitely does. 100%.
So again, just like if you have a bad game, if things don't go the way they're supposed to, it's football season. It's always football season. No
But
one
like
will notice.
But like the worst you have to worry about is us on a post-game show. And we're the three of us. We might say you suck. It's fine.
Exactly. All right, we ready to move on?
Yeah, this is selling me.
All right. Becoming the best pitcher in the world. So one of the things that they said, like, he's not coming here to be rich. He wants to be great. What better way to measure your greatness than to do it alongside Paul Skeens? As far as the getting rich part, you don't need to worry about that. We've got you covered.
I have $3.
Here's where I think the Pirates screwed up. They could have sold this as, we will get you a girlfriend like Livy Dunn, and then you can get rich.
Maybe that's a distraction.
Yeah, it could be a
Maybe, right?
distraction. Yeah.
Yeah, but
You don't
then-
know. Yeah.
He
Yeah,
wants to
maybe.
be like, he wants to be great.
Yeah, but like maybe Also, maybe it's smart on the Pirates they didn't get a Japanese gymnast, because then we have a rivalry next Olympics, and we don't want that.
True.
That's true.
Yeah, we don't need to make this World War III.
Absolutely not.
Smart,
All right.
But
big brain.
again, like we harp on the Pirates a lot. I mean, they do some things good, and we give them credit. They do a lot of things not so good, and when they do that, we kind of harp on them, right? But I don't see anything wrong with it so far. Like so far, it's been a fantastic pitch. I'm feeling very confident right now that this might happen.
The Pirate, I mean, they're hitting all of his points, right?
Right. Perfectly.
Bucko Mike says that tweet is falsified.
I don't
know what he's talking about.
No.
I pulled that straight from the internet.
I read it.
Yeah. All right. Cultural fit. Feel right at home in Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh has a thriving Asian community that consists of literally dozens of Japanese Americans. Also, pierogies are basically dumplings.
Very true. And also, Jim, if I can take it one step further, I would say 75% of Pittsburgh has seen The Last Samurai.
Yeah. There you go.
It's a perfect fit.
The dumplings part got me. I mean, factually speaking, yeah.
Yeah.
Same thing.
They're the same thing.
Yeah, it's dough wrapping something.
Yeah.
Welcome
Isn't there
home,
right in?
baby.
Sasaki plus Pittsburgh. It's a match made in heaven. Cy Youngs will be won. You will not get rich. No one will give you a hard time except for Bucko Mike. In 6 years, you can choose to go anywhere else you want because we're not going to try to stop you. And then they end it with a nice welcome message here on the scoreboard.
The actual scoreboard as well, might I add.
Yeah. Yeah.
They nailed that one.
They did.
They did really well.
This is a pretty good presentation.
I feel bad for the person who made this because this is now leaked out. And just like what a fantastic job they did for this whole purpose. And I mean, again, like it's leaked, like that's good. Like that person's not going to get any notoriety from this though, because like it's not made for the public. We'll never know who that person was.
No, this was obtained through back channels. Yeah.
I'm actually more annoyed they used it this year and not last year with Shohei.
You know what?
Maybe
though?
they did use it last year with Shohei.
Maybe.
Maybe they just reused it.
Could be recycled.
Shohei wanted the money though. They knew he wasn't a good fit. They want Roki.
True.
That's their man. Again, match made in heaven. Ohtani, not a match made in heaven. They would love him,
Yeah.
but it's not mutually exclusive.
Yeah.
But this one here makes sense on both parties, and the Pirates gave an A+ effort. It makes sense. Fellas, we've been poo-pooing this offseason, not realizing they spent all this time and effort, not because they're just sleeping in bed, not signing for agency, creating that presentation. That
You
is
know what?
3 months worth of work right there.
Also, though, this team is smart enough to not give him an interpreter, because if you don't give him one, he can't get popped for gambling. So, another big brain move.
Well, and you gotta think an interpreter costs $80,000 too.
Yeah, I can't have that.
No. Yeah.
But again, that's just one more person that could become a distraction. You're eliminating all distractions. You want to be great?
Sure.
No girlfriend, no interpreter. You just pitch and eat Pittsburgh dumplings.
Yeah.
I nailed it. I'm back on board with Ben. Everything
it's
I
a good
said,
pitch.
take back.
It's a good pitch, and honestly, if he doesn't sign with the Pirates, I'd be shocked at this point.
I mean, what did the Cubs have to offer? Like,
Not
their
that.
deep dish pizza, like that's not a dumpling. Like the deep dish,
True.
the hot dogs with like 30,000 condiments on it. They don't want that. The big city, the media market there. I mean, come on. They actually care about the team and write for them instead of arguing amongst each other going on podcasts.
Yeah, like who doesn't want to go to the South Side?
Southside's great.
If you go to LA, like what are you gonna do? Anything?
I think just sit in traffic.
Yeah. And then like
Maybe
go
get in an
wherever
accident.
you want. Boring.
No one wants that. I've been to LA. Pittsburgh's way better.
Yeah. Like who wants to jump on a train or a subway? No, we travel by car. Like
Does he
normal.
not want to?
T. We do the
Does-
T.
Yeah, kind of. He wouldn't because he'd live outside the city because he doesn't want to live in the city,
You
obviously.
probably live in the North Hills. T doesn't go to the North Hills.
Well, yeah, and he'd drive to the park. Smart man.
I also they were straight to the point, didn't waste a lot of time. You don't want to waste
Efficient.
Roki's time. Yeah. You can
Would
tell
make
they
you
put a
great.
lot of effort into it, but they also wanted to be straight and to the point.
Again, no distractions. We're not
Yep.
here to waste your time. You got some pitching to do.
Here we go.
Can I
Sax
just-
Boy can tour him all around Western Pennsylvania.
And I mean, Sax Boy was over in Mongolia.
Sax Boy
Close
knows his way around.
enough. So yeah,
I just wish that more Major League Baseball players were like me. Because like it'd be great if all of them didn't want to live in a city and just be like, you know what? I want to go live in a suburb somewhere, drive 20 minutes to the park, not get bothered by anyone anywhere, and go home. If they were all like that, Pittsburgh would be the best.
it is the best.
Well, I guess like getting paid is kind of part of that, but whatever.
No,
No, it's
Don't
not.
care to be
Not in
rich.
this case. Not in this case,
don't
baby.
care to be rich. Pittsburgh is the best.
True.
Don't need to be rich.
Nope.
Again, I feel bad that was leaked.
Yeah.
We got our hands on it though. I mean, I'm glad that we did.
Good sources there, Jim.
Yeah. Yeah. I dug deep for that.
Really good ones.
My apologies to Luis. For all of this.
The first half of the show was awesome.
It was great.
Man, I was
Let's-
buttoned up.
Let's forget this part happened.
I do think
Oh,
though,
Boys.
I think as far as like the international posting period, I think Kim needs to be signed by tomorrow.
It's the 6th, is that right? Or no, the 4th.
Yeah,
feel like
Ethan
it's
would
the
probably know this more than anybody, but I think for KBO, like it's like we're
It-
kind of coming up on crunch
Yeah, I
time.
thought it was like 30 days ish.
It's close because it was right after Thanksgiving.
Now, I don't anticipate the Pirates signing Hai Sung Kim. Also, the fact that there's a Hai Sung Kim and a Ha Sung Kim that are free agents at the exact same time.
Nope, not doing it.
December 4th, he posted.
Okay,
So-
so he's got until I think it's tomorrow.
January 3rd at 5 p.m. Tomorrow at 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
There it is.
So we'll
Actually, that is
know-
kind of big news.
So we'll know where Hai Sung Kim is going by tomorrow at 5 p.m.
Yeah. Yeah. We're guaranteed MLB free agency news tomorrow. That's big.
And from what I've seen, he has received offers from 5 teams. 5 teams. Mariners, Angels, Padres, Blue Jays, Reds. I think
Per scoops, I assume, right?
that's from some account that's not in English. So I don't know. Who knows?
Is that the Japanese Judson?
Maybe.
Love you, Judson.
Love you, Justin. No, that but yeah, so tomorrow we'll have some Major League Baseball news. Yeah.
That's cool.
I don't expect him to
No.
sign here.
No, but again, like it's kind of cool to find out where he's going to go. Well, fellas,
Do we have anything else to talk about?
any more nonsense? There's nothing Pirates related again, of
No.
course. So here we
We don't
are.
need- I feel like we don't need more nonsense on this night.
Yeah,
I mean,
I don't
it's already
think we have
ruined.
anything. Yeah, like and subscribe if you haven't yet. How about that? And then hit the bell too. If you are subscribed, hit the bell. I saw
We're
something
going
the other
after
day.
The wrong audience.
I saw something the other day that said like the bell is like really important on YouTube. So if you're watching on YouTube, hit that bell underneath this video.
And if I can add, because again, I think we're going after a completely wrong audience right now. To all our current subscribers, please stay. Don't unsubscribe. Please, I beg you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. This won't happen ever again. Don't unsubscribe.
Hey, we got a scoop. We got a scoop. We had to share it with everybody.
All right. I guess we're gonna really get out of here then, right?
Yeah, I'm good.
I think it's
Okay.
I think it's time.
So if we're gracious enough, we'll see you guys again. We'll be back tomorrow. Sicko Sound Off. So we'll have our 3 guests. That's it's actually going on. Oh no, I guess
Which
it
it
ended
just
14 minutes ago.
Yeah, it just ended. So we actually know who our guests are.
So again,
John OG Minlow and AEIOU.
okay.
All right.
All right.
But again, with that said, if you want your opportunity and chance to get on Sicko Sound Off, which is every other Friday, your chance to come on the show and talk whatever it is that you want to talk about. Your opportunity to definitely get in it is to be in our Discord channel. That link is below. So if you get our Discord, we run that every other week. Your opportunity to get on. And then I guess outside of that, we'll be back again next week for Starbucks and NS9 Live and another The Point on Friday. So guys, let's get out of here. We've talked enough. Anything else, guys?
No.
Bye-bye.
Peace
See you
out,
guys.
Scouts.
All right, that wraps up this episode of North Shore 9. Thanks so much for tuning in. Whether you're listening on the podcast or catching us on YouTube, if you enjoyed the show, please give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. It really helps us grow. And if you're listening on the podcast, a quick review goes a long way in helping others find the show. Plus, be sure to tell a friend about us. There's always room for more here in the NS9 community. And for those looking to support us a little more, consider joining our Patreon, become an MVP member, and get exclusive perks while helping us continue to bring you more of the Pirates content you love. Thanks again for all your support, and let's go Bucks.